Book review number 2, The Inmate by Freida McFadden. So learning from last week, something that I think I did with the last letter was hold back a little bit because I didn't want to taint anybody's experience reading the book, but I am here to do a book review. So I do hope that I encourage you to read these books, but also share the truth of what I thought about them. So I'm going to give you a rating between 1 and 5. I give this book a 4.4. I'll give you a little description about the book, and then I'll explain why I picked a 4.4. So The Inmate is about a nurse practitioner named Brooke who moves back to her small town with her child. She starts working at a state penitentiary where one of the inmates she has had a close relationship with in her past. In the beginning, she hopes that she does not come across Shane, who is the inmate, but then ends up discovering that she will be taking care of him through various situations, and she is actually part of the reason why he is in prison. So that alone was a page turner right off the bat. You're just hooked. Freida McFadden really writes books that, like, in the first chapter, you're already wondering what happened, what's next, what's going on. So it is a thriller. It isn't graphic though. I think there's maybe only one scene that maybe talks about blood or a body, but for the most part, it's a more psychological thriller of like, who did it? Why are they there? Is Shane actually in prison like he's supposed to be? Or what is this whole story about? I gave it a 4.4 because if I hadn't read any of her books prior to reading this book, I think I would have given it a higher rating. But I will say that a lot of her endings start to become the same type of idea. So although you won't be able to guess the ending, even though you read one of her books, but the same theme is similar throughout a lot of her books. She's the writer of The Housemaid, and I believe in that series too, it kind of starts to become a pattern of, you know, what happens in the end. It might be different characters or a different way that they did it, but the psychological piece behind it starts to feel a little similar. Although if this was the only book that I read, I had a friend who read it and it is her only book that she read from this author, and she was just absolutely mind blown. She's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that was it. Like all of the things that tie into that ending, book club worthy. So many questions come up. Who did it? Why did they do it? And then just like some guilt, some family history, and yeah, it just takes you on a really quick journey. I read it in 24 hours, meaning it was a very quick read. The book is only 326 pages, and she has tons of other books. She has The Locked Door by her I read as well. That was my first book I read by Freida McFadden, and I had the same experience as my friend who read this one for the first time of, oh my gosh, this author is amazing, hooks me right away, super quick read, no world buildup, not a lot of character buildup as well, but the storyline is a page turner. It's definitely worth a read, and it's not going to take up your entire life. I've read some series that I've been suggested by a friend, and then I spent the next 2 months in this world. So quick read, quick page turner, psychological thriller. You won't know what happens till the very end. If you just need something to hop into, I highly recommend The Inmate by Freida McFadden. I give it a 4.4. I'd give it a 4.7 if I haven't read any of her other books. Definitely check it out and let me know if you've read it and what you thought of the ending.